Alice Mara is a British artist who specialises in ceramics and transfers. She's a friend of mine and I went to see her in Worthing in his studio. Her home is full of amazing commissions she's made and her amazing work. We're very lucky sometimes that she gives us beautiful tiles to include in our mosaics. That's an Alice Mara tile. The monkey is based on a tile by William de Morgan, one of the arts and crafts artists. He was friends with William Morris, who lived in Walthamstow, which is why we've done so many projects about Walthamstow and in Walthamstow about the arts and crafts. And then all these tiles were donated by Alice Mara. They're people in her family and dogs of Walthamstow, and the cows were famous for wandering around over the cattle grids where we now have the A12 and the A13 can join, I think. There's a series of mosaics in Walthamstow and Alice donated some of her beautiful tiles to them. She grew up around here, so it's really personal and important to her. It's very close to her family home. And that's enough about us. Back to Alice's.
So that's why I'm going to Palm Springs next year.
Are you going?
Yeah, I'm going for a month.
To get stuff for work?
Holiday.
Holiday?
Holiday work.
Taking photographs?
Yeah.
Palm Springs, where is Palm Springs in it?
I like to think that's me, but Sally says that's me.
Oh, wow. So I can imagine you going to Palm Springs and taking loads of photographs and using it.
Well, they have a modernist week, so I'm coinciding it with that.
What, open house? You can go and visit all the houses?
All the houses, all the modernist houses. I'll show you my Palm Springs houses that they made.
Then this is your studio out here. Let's go to where the magic happens. Alice's studio at the bottom of her garden, built by Green Retreats.
This, not finished yet. This is Sofia in Bulgaria.
Alice specialises in building 3D models of buildings in particular, but also beach huts, caravans. And she includes people and pets and things that are individual to you.
This is a good one. Brighton.
Gorgeous.
Nice, isn't it?
Brighton Rock. Oh, I love the woman in her feather jacket.
That's top of Brighton Pier.
Oh, wow. My dad used to be a puppet.
Looks like candy, doesn't it?
A puppet man he did a puppet show on the old pier.
Did he?
Mm.
They
Back
have
in the
these
day.
kind of really weird.
Was it a kiosk?
Zolder.
Kiosk.
Yeah.
So how did you get into doing, I was explaining about you to my friends who I've been on the walking holiday with about how your dad was a printmaker, so in a way a lot of what you do with the ceramics is kind of influenced by the imagery.
Yes.
And changing colours like the printmaking your dad did?
Yeah. Well, my dad's printmaking was all about rooms and buildings and textures. So for example, that block of flats, it looks like a pattern as well. You know?
Yeah.
So quite often I'll be walking around Brighton and just looking at the patterns everywhere, you know.
And tweaking the colours, the intensity of the colours that you had.
And I'm just really interested in people, what they wear. They're wearing, loads of people wearing puffer jackets like old ladies or young men, you know.
Young man.
Young men and old ladies all wear puffer jackets. Yeah, just how people live. It's fascinating.
And your dad's printmaking was about people in their spaces as well, wasn't it?
And about texture and very real as well.
Yeah.
So I love things that you can tell what it is. Like, I'm not big into abstract stuff.
It's just it's commentary. It's immortalising it in a way.
It's what it is, you know. I want people to look at these, like we look at old buildings now and go, oh God, yeah, I really like these buildings from the 80s, and I hated them at the time, but I like them now.
Yeah.
Really, it's more about recognition. So we all know the chicken shop, we all know, you know, and now I've moved, my work is no longer really about, obviously about Walthamstow, it's about seaside places, which have a real different feel.
The guy pissing up against the wall and the bin bags and all that kind of stuff. That's the one you got into the Royal Academy show, wasn't it? The summer show this year?
No, what was that? That was another building that I made, yeah. That was in the Royal Academy. This one. This is this one's actually a little bit about climate change, because it's about just subtle things, carrier bags. I think that says we're fucked on it or something. We're all fucked.
Go a bit inside.
They're so light. I've made them in a really delicate way. So my other houses are usually quite robust.
Yeah.
Not that these aren't robust, but they're just, I wanted them to have a real paper thin feel.
So why do you like Palm Springs?
I've taken people from Eastbourne and put them in Palm Springs.
Oh, I bet they'd love that.
But not in real life.
So the people you've got, they're real people in Eastbourne that you photographed?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. So these are the ones you've been advertising on Instagram?
Yeah. I'd like to put them into, they've got a museum in Palm Springs. I'd like to have it. I've got a few commissions coming in.
You threw them on the wheel?
Yeah.
Great. And are the people still, are they all Walthamstow people?
As well. I do all sorts. I just did one for Fatboy Slim.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, his family hanging on the bowl?
They were friends of his for his 60th. And I got all these pictures through and I thought, these people are a bit funky. This is weird. And then she said, oh, it's for him. And yeah, he loved it. Worked out really well.
So Alice's speciality is ceramics. She got a degree at Harrow College where she met Daniel Smith and the other people she set up Archway Ceramics with in Mile End. She then graduated from the Royal College of Art in 2003 and she's exhibited at the Royal Academy 6 times in the summer exhibition. So she hand builds out of clay and then she fires and glazes and then puts her transfers on.
Use one of these to put your transfers on.
Right.
And also another hot tip, put them in the oven.
Yeah.
And actually I leave mine on the kiln.
Yeah, so they get hot.
But you're always going to get the odd blowout.
Yeah.
It turns out talking about myself comes quite easily. I know that you wouldn't ever notice that, would you?
He'd have known, Al. He'd have known. Hello.
Who's it said to me the other day, you're always talking about yourself.
I think you have to do a bit of self-promotion if you're an artist, don't you?
I said, well, what other interesting subject is there?
Cheers, my dear. Cheers.